You know, the magical rituals that are performed by so-called white magicians and have been performed for centuries in magical circles where they chop the heads off chickens or sacrifice goats and all this sort of thing. This is considered the most secret of secret sacrifices, the most violent of all sacrifices, that of the blood sacrifice. The blood sacrifice is really just a lesser version of a much eviler sacrifice, which in some of the old grimoires on witchcraft and ceremonial magic are hinted at, only enough so that you know, reading very thoroughly, that the greatest of all secret sacrifices during a ceremonial ritual is, of course, the spilling of the seed on the ground. And so, rather than just masturbate in the eyes of their Jehovah, these so-called magicians would kill an innocent animal just for its blood-throw agony to be put out into the atmosphere, which to me is one of the true blasphemies, which, of course, is white magic, too.
Doesn't the Holy Rollers operate more or less on the masturbation principle, even though they won't admit to this? I looked at 2 or 3 of these things, and I noticed that the women and the men both were getting sexually excited, and it looked like they were having an orgasm. So.
Yeah.
You mean
they were rolling over the floor and they were becoming
really
very excited? Yeah.
Oh, sure. This happens. A lot of ecstatic kinds.
I got the impression that they were having an orgasm.
Crowley used to do
Would that be masturbation, though?
He would in one ritual masturbate.
They don't call it that.
That's the same thing.
Huh?
That's Subu.
Well, eroticism, but women can
masturbate without using their hand, you know. That's no one now.
Why would I know? I've been knowing about boys a long time. I use boys.
Where did you find boys?
They used to put boys in straight jobs to keep them.
What age did you find out they were boys?
About 10.
Did you ever read this accounting of the old days when they had the sweatshops and the women would all work these foot treadle machine every so often? Yeah, would give out with a scream and turn red, and wham, she got it right then and there. I mean,
Really?
Yes, really. This is really real.
Imagine getting your kicks in a sweatshop.
You wouldn't get paid money, you had to get some thrill
The
out of it.
garment industry was founded on the fact.
Masturbating by Singer.
I'm in league with the devil as much as any mortal can possibly be.
I would say I'm in league with the dark side of nature.
I don't think he's ever really been down there anyway, because according to our religionists, he walks the earth as a man, and he's supposed to take charge of carnal or mundane pursuits.
Satan was the son of Christ, the son of God. He was the one who wanted to come to the earth and take upon himself the pride and the things that he would gain here upon the earth and not give the honor to his Father. And Satan truly is a devil. He has power over us if we let him, if we let down our guard, as I've said. But if we have faith in our Father in heaven, and we pray to him often, and we honor his Son, Jesus Christ, we'll be able to overcome this factor.
Devil. Maybe he is. The thing he is doing is devilish, definitely, because it is against the God.
The idea of the devil and of Satan as an individual which he can communicate with is a fantasy in his own head, or an imagination of his own. The hell that is supposed to be controlled by the devil is what the individual makes for himself.
If he is not in league with the devil, then his entire church, his entire religion is a farce. And then it would be a racket, then it would be a religion.
What do you think it is?
I hope it's a religion. I hope that because of all the services he has, the speeches that he makes, and the people that he does convince that this is a true religion, I hope he's not deceiving them. I hope that he really believes.
I'd be more inclined to think that this is just a means of personal aggrandizement and enhancement.
He we could work as anybody else, you know. We are working people to make our living a decent way, you know. But probably it was too much. So he tried to get easiest way. So he sits home, he doesn't do anything, you know. He has all kind of things in his house, secret passages and all kind of lights, you know. It makes effects, you know, it affects people.
I have no doubt that he is out purely for publicity.
One of the most objectionable things to me is when a person asks, well, what do you have to collect money for? What do you have to charge for this religion for? Why don't you just have a free will thing where it doesn't cost to belong to this religion? And they accuse me of just being a money-making racketeer, a con man of some sort. When every other religion on the face of the earth hasn't seemed to object to taking money from their parishioners. They've built large cathedrals in the midst of people living in squalor. They've constantly garnished people's wages, in a sense, by having so much percentage subscribed to churches, and yet no one has ever criticized this that is in the position usually to criticize me for conducting a continence game of any kind. I feel the money spent to be poured into the Satanic Church, and I say poured into it, if possible, should be used for, and would be used for, much more worthwhile purposes than the building of edifices and cathedrals where the people who live in squalor, in many cases around them, can simply go into the church, beat their chests, and say, I am not worthy. At least when you give the devil his due, he smiles upon you for at least expecting a little payment in return.
No, he's not shocked. He really believes in it, and what he does, he practices what he preaches, and what he preaches is really living and eating good and loving good, drinking good, just living good. As much as you can.
It seems that most religions now are buying oats for a dead horse. We feel that all religions are coming around to Satanism. We're in the very throes of a new satanic age. The evidence is all around us. All we have to do is look at it. There's a new title for Christians called Christian atheists. And, of course, many movements such as the Unitarian Church have existed for a while in what would amount to a form of atheism in evening clothes. And we feel that there's no reason why these people shouldn't just flip the coin completely over and simply call themselves what religion has called them for many, many years. Call them devil worshippers, or disciples of evil, or Satanists. Of course, it's very hard for a person to hang an uncomplimentary label on themselves, and for this reason, for many years, there will be people practicing Satanism as good Christians or other religions, and they will instinctively pursue the very same things that we are, as they always have. Satan is simply a word that means the adversary, or the opposition, or the accuser. It doesn't necessarily mean evil or brutality or cruelty. It simply means the dissenter.
Do you think the Satanic Church is a threat to Christianity? Do I think it's a threat? Well, 6,000 people against millions is a small threat. It's what communism creeping up. But I think the Satanic Church has its own views, and I think that each person should have the opportunity to express their views, freedom of speech. And if people have these beliefs, it's up to them. And if they really do believe these things, it's really up to them. But we should like to, urge them to read the Bible and to pray about these things before they enter into these things. And remember, just as Mr. Lavelle said, he said that they don't want people to join the church because of carnal reasons, that they want them to join because they do believe in the religion. And I think that a lot of the people are going to join for carnal reasons, and that this is a bad part of it.
You find this morally wrong then?
Yes, I do.